Welcome to the Patron Saints of Pop Culture podcast. I'm Miguel Covarrubias.
And I'm Kathy Covarrubias. And today, let's talk about Season 2 of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
A spoiler alert, since this was released the end of 2018, so some of you may not have seen it yet. If you have not, we'll be talking about the entire season, so why are you listening to us first?
Yes, go watch it. It's great.
So speaking of which, let us do our summary and review.
There's a lot to summarize, so good luck.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Rose runs away to France. Abe and Rose decide to come back. Everyone goes to a summer camp. Then things kind of go badly.
Do you want me to pick it up?
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody's at the summer camp. Maisel books a gig. She does the gig in front of her father, unbeknownst to her, and then she gets all freaked out because it's very vulgar. And then he's all mad, and then she's all worried that he's mad. And then they come back from summer camp, and she has this thing for Benjamin, and she has another gig, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And then she ends up being offered to travel the world.
Yes.
The end.
She almost gets booted from the telethon.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the telethon.
Yeah.
That's a good episode, too. Oh, my gosh.
Well, that's why she got invited to do the world gig. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so, there's a lot going on. It was really hard to summarize. I really enjoyed both seasons of this. I'm glad we watched them together because it really helped to kind of play out that story, because I feel like it was kind of one cohesive story the first two seasons, rather than completely separate.
Yes.
The whole summer camp thing was weird. I didn't know that there was a whole Jewish summer camp, all Jewish families from New York City just go off to
it wasn't just a Jewish thing. I mean, we even lived in a town once upon a time that has a summer camp for rich Christians. So,
well, it was Methodist Sunday school teacher training,
but it turned
campus.
into
the rich people
summer camp
on the lake.
Yep. Yeah. And I've heard about that kind of thing happening before in other movies and television and that kind of stuff. So I know it exists, but this is one of the few times we've actually seen it in action.
Seen it in pop culture form.
Yes.
Yeah. So yes, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too. I would say, season 1 has its good points and bad points, but I think I like season 2 better than season 1. But I think the reason why I like season 2 is that we have the baseline for all of the characters, so we kind of know what everybody is about, but we're still getting a lot of weird surprises along the way.
Well, we did watch something in between season 1 and season 2. I'm not quite sure what it was. Oh, I think it was Good Omens that we watched. And we'll be talking about that after we finish the OA next week, which we've got a lot of great things to get to. I know we still got to talk about Dead to Me and Stranger Things Season 3 and a lot of great stuff on the way. But, we're doing what we committed to do first. So, speaking of committing to do what you originally said you were going to do,
was that a jab at me? No, I'm just kidding, everybody.
No, it was. I really resonated with Midge, especially in this season, because I think that Midge's journey really came to fruition here. Was that after her traumatic event of the divorce and going through just bombing and just
retail work,
not being able to get a gig because she kind of. Was really funny in destroying Sophie Lennon, but, it really just kind of, destroyed her career in the process. Season 2 is kind of her coming back from that and her coming into her own and finding her way into this new idea of a new person. And you saw bits and pieces and evidence throughout the entire season of her trying to go back to what she thought was her before. Trying to be who she was before and not succeeding at that. And whenever she tried, it ended up being just a miserable failure.
Like the beauty contest?
Like the beauty contest. Like she was the presenter of the sash.
Uh-huh. Only because she wasn't a Mrs. anymore.
Exactly. Which the whole thing was just kind of like, that's some weird misogynistic, weird stuff.
Yeah, well, not to toot my own horn, but I am related to a summer camp beauty queen, my mom. Uh-huh. But my mom was part of a RV, traveling RV group. Like when she was in high school, not herself, like her family was, and she went along. And then they had what?
I don't. It just explains so much.
They would go from park to park and just stay for a little bit, and then go to another national park, stay for a little bit, maybe go to a KOA, just kind of travel around the country. And then they would have these random events, just like the summer camp, like a talent show and a beauty contest, and yeah.
The RV park beauty contest.
Okay, guys. I promise you, my mom is not a redneck. I promise you that right now. I know Miguel's looking at me like I'm crazy. She's not a redneck. I promise.
Well, a lot of it was, her learning that to really embody her new voice, to really embody her new persona and who she is and what she's gifted at, she had to let go of herself. She had to let go of that old self. And I think this is something that we as human beings, we have to go through some kind of suffering to realize that. We have to go through some kind of break, whether it be mental or whatever, through some traumatic event that we realize that we have to let go of that old self to really fully become who we actually are. And this is something I think we discussed a little bit in Westworld, in both seasons of Westworld. We talked about how suffering kind of creates that consciousness thing, but I think it also creates people as they are, is that it allows us to let go and to say, give it a marker place to create that metamorphosis. It's not saying that we don't come back to try to regain our old selves, but when we do, it ends up with both humorous and disastrous results. This is something that this may seem like a bit of a rhetorical question, but I just want your opinion on this. Do you think that you can regain your old self, and why or why not?
Well, I think that the obvious answer that everybody is going to answer is going to be no. Simply because each new experience that you have is adding on to who you are now. And if you don't have those experiences, then who's going to say how you're going to be in the future?
Well, this is something else that we just recently finished season 2 of The Orville. And we're probably not going to talk about it on the show because...
We could. There's a lot of things to unpack in The Orville.
Yeah, but I think that's one of those things that I think we just want to keep for ourselves.
Well, first of all, that's something that you want to keep for yourself, not me. I suggested to do it.
Oh, just now on the podcast.
Yes, just now on the podcast.
We'll talk about it. Anyway, it was one of those things that you can't go back. You can't fix the old mistakes that you've made. All that you can do is learn from them and hopefully create a better future using what you learned from the mistakes that you made in your past. And I think this is something that Midge is finding out throughout the season, and I think this is a very big theme for this season. And it comes into play a little bit with the saint that I have for the season, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But I think it's, in a sense, you're lying to yourself and saying that you can regain who you were before.
Well, and I don't necessarily think, now that I'm thinking about it, it's regaining who you were before. It's reverting back to who you were before. Because going back, you're not gaining anything. Mm-hmm. You're actually losing something that you've learned or experienced. So,
yeah.
Yep. And there's plenty of people out there who will tell you that they're glad that they went through ultimately they're glad that they went through their traumatic experience because, again, it made them a better person and they have learned valuable life lessons from what they've gone through. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I am team keep yourself as you are now and not who you were in the past.
Well, like you said, I mean, you have different experiences. You learn from those experiences. You grow from those experiences. Mm-hmm. And the whole timeline that that I'm referring to the last 2 episodes, the season finale episodes for the Orville season 2. Him trying to, date the younger Kelly who showed up.
Oh, honey, spoiler alert.
Spoiler. We already gave spoilers, but
yeah, but not for the Orville.
Well, that's what I was, discussing. So,
oh my gosh. Okay. Pretend you didn't hear that if you want to watch the Orville.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know if that's going to make any difference, but okay. And talking about secrets, there were a lot of secrets going on in season 2. That's like the main driving point for a lot of the plot throughout the entire season, even some of the subplots. And as you know, secrets are no fun. Secrets hurt someone, as we have learned when we watch the show. So I thought it would be fun, since there are so many secrets involved in season 2, if we can go back and forth and try to name as many secrets as we can that help further the plot of Mrs. Maisel season 2.
Yeah. Well, obviously, Sophie Lennon's secret, which kind of was, we already talked about the season 1, as well as a driving force in season 2 at the end. So there's one.
So the fact that her stage persona is not really her.
Is not really her.
Yeah. Okay. Other secret. So Rose, the reason why Rose left is a secret for a while. She just up and left.
Yep.
Okay, your turn.
Well, since you used it as one of the reasons why he was sainted in season 1, Abe's secret of not telling Rose about the comedy and the fact that Midge refused Joel.
Okay. Well, that's kind of cheating going back to season 1, but that's okay. I'm trying to stick in season 2.
But that was driving for beginning of season 2. So
okay. Sorry, I'm trying to make this more rapid fire. Okay. The plunger, or the fact that Susie was not really an employee of the camp.
Okay.
Is a secret. Okay.
I keep wanting to say Joel, but I guess Joel in wanting to buy the nightclub.
Okay. The fact that Joel's mom randomly hides stuff, her stash of money, is a secret.
All right. Noah and being a CIA agent.
Shh, Miguel, you're not supposed to tell anybody. And then Astrid, her being pregnant.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and that all kind of comes out in Yom Kippur. Let's see, Benjamin, and he just seems like a dishonest person.
To me, I feel like his secret is that he doesn't have a secret, but everybody thinks he has a secret, so he keeps it to himself to keep the mystery. The mystery. Yeah. Okay. Oh gosh, I can't be the last. Are you gonna win this? There has to be one more. Let me think. The fact that the clothing shop is really in debt and they owe a lot of money to a lot of bad people. That's also a secret that they learn later on.
Yeah, that's Moisha's secret.
Yep.
Yeah. Then that's you. Okay.
Okay, you can't think of anything.
No,
so did I win?
Okay.
Yeah. So as you can see, lots of secrets going on, and I know we missed a few sprinkled along in there. And some of them, as we know, most of them, as we know, were not very helpful. And that's true to real life. Most secrets that you keep aren't going to be very helpful. But then there was a few that are kind of helpful, like the fact that Susie, her secret was that she didn't really work at the camp, but she just acted like she worked at the camp. That was really helpful, and she really did do some work for the camp. And she got free food and free lodging. So it wasn't all in vain. Just kind of thinking about the secrets that you've had yourself in the past or present or future. I don't know if you're going to have any secrets in the future. Were any of your secrets that you had worth keeping?
It depends on from whom and what it was. But for instance, there are things that, it's better not said. That, something that, it's just going to cause hurt if you just tell somebody that thing. Like they had a piece of broccoli in their teeth while they were doing a speech or something.
You wouldn't tell somebody that?
Well, not, yeah.
What?
Because if the speech is already over, they're not going to do they can't do anything about it afterwards.
But they
then
can
it's better
least
kept
pick
as
out
a secret.
but they can at least pick out the broccoli afterwards, and then they won't know they had broccoli there the whole time. You could just say, "Hey, you have a little piece of broccoli."
Well, yeah, you could tell them afterwards, but I'm saying that, like, it's not like, hey, the entire time while you were doing a speech, you had a piece of broccoli in your teeth.
Oh, I would tell somebody. I'd also tell them if they have their slide down.
Yeah, see, I don't know. For me, that would be very hurtful because I don't want to know that. There's nothing I can do to change the fact that it happened, that it was already done.
Okay, good point. But I still feel kind of bad. I mean, I'd want to know if there was something weird about my wardrobe, but that's just me. I guess everybody has their own preferences, and that's just how it is.
Well, and I think that's the thing is that I would want to know that my speech was good for being the speech, regardless of whatever it was that was going on with.
Yeah, but the problem with your example is when it comes to things like that, depending on who's in the audience, they might laser focus in on that. So it becomes a distraction so they can't actually hear what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying is that
gotcha.
it's there's nothing you can do to remedy that after the fact.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, all in all, near the end of the season, most of the secrets are already out. Everybody, for the most part, has learned what happened. Maisel, at the very end, has finally told everybody, I'm a comedian, to the shock and horror at Yom Kippur. And, well, I guess right now the only secret, well, as far as we know it's a secret, is the fact that Susie was offered that job with Sophie Lennon.
Well, and it seems like she's trying to tell Midge at the end there. Mm-hmm. So, it's going to be an unusual season 3. We can't wait for it to come out this year, but it's going to be an unusual one.
Man, but what a tough thing to go through. Going through what you went through for your client, who really became your best friend, and now her sworn enemy is asking you to work for them, and it's going to be a good gig and you're going to get some money out of it. Mm-hmm. That has to be tough. But then, Maisel right now, since she's going on that world tour, her name's going to be a little bit more well known, so maybe she'll be able to pick up her own agent. Let's hope, if that's how it plays out.
Well, and I don't think she's going to stop being her manager for that. And, having an agent as well as a manager is a good thing.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Because the manager is the person that works with the agent to make sure that your life is well
that's
managed.
What Susie's playing both roles right now.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Is manager and agent and
friend.
Publicist, friend. Celebrity takes a lot of people to keep up their celebrity. They need an agent, they need a publicist, they need a manager, they need
PR person.
Yeah, publicist. Yeah.
I thought
public relations.
Oh, when you said publicist, I was the person who manages their social media accounts so they don't have to.
Yeah, that's another person. That could be on the team of the publicist.
Example, yeah. So we're adding on to the team that people would have.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So moving on to the Saints that we've chosen.
For me, I would like to nominate Saint Pamela.
So, for those who can't remember, who is Pamela?
Pamela is the plunger. I think Pamela, by far, stole the show, was what a very integral part of season 2.
If Pamela wasn't there, a lot of these things wouldn't have been able to happen.
Exactly. And so here are the miracles that Pamela performed to be sainted.
Okay.
First of all, she was a support for Susie, that Susie had it as not only... It became a part of her. It became a part of...
her badge.
Her badge, her persona. And it really helped Susie to let go of that kind of woe is me. I've got a lot of bad things going on in my life right now kind of thing. And instead she was like, no, I'm more confident. And Pamela instilled confidence in Susie. It gave Susie a way to kind of build herself up in a way. It caused the camp to worry about her when she was missing for a night. And so I would say that that's definitely a miracle for an inanimate object.
Yes.
The second miracle that Pamela performed was that it gave Susie a better appreciation for plumbing instruments.
She was very devastated when she found out that Pamela was used.
Yes. And also that that poor plunger in that one club's closet when Susie was locked in the closet. They didn't maintain that plunger.
No, they did not.
See, so it gave Susie a care for things that she wouldn't normally care for. So in and of that self, those are two miracles which Saint Pamela performed in this season.
Good job. I thought you were going to not be able to pull it off, but you pulled it off. I'm very proud of you. I'm glad you're in my life, Miguel.
All right.
All right, so I'm kind of jumping off of Pamela, and I nominate Saint Susie. So, the miracles that she performed, we kind of already talked about the major one. She was able to go undercover as a plumber the whole entire summer. Like, not just a weekend, not just a day, the whole summer. Like, she just wandered in and they're like, here's a bed. And she was like, all right. She got free food. I mean, and the fact that she was able to keep that up for so long, you know?
And be a part of the staff show at the end of the season.
I mean, okay, I know it was a different time. However, wouldn't somebody have realized that she wasn't on the books anywhere? Or that there was another plunger? Like, did they not hire a plunger and she just happened to fill a role that they needed? Or was there always another plunger and that person just was like, well, somebody else is doing my job. Guess I just will have a free vacation this summer.
Yeah. Who knows?
Maybe that's another miracle.
What about the other guy that was also freeloading just by wearing coveralls?
Yep, that's true. Yep. So I like to think that Susie was able to give a real plumber a much needed vacation. So I feel like he might have like blended in with the actual campers and had a good time. That's what I like to think. There
you go. There's Benjamin's secret. He was really the plumber the entire time. He's not really a doctor.
He's not really a doctor.
Not a doctor.
Oh, geez. Okay. And then also, too, something that I think we don't give Susie enough credit for, even though she wouldn't admit it at all herself, is that she is great at recognizing people's potential, and she is really good at recognizing people's wealth, as in like their own like personal wealth,
talent.
Not like, yes, recognizing their talent. But she's also, too, really good at recognizing bad people, too. You know? So the fact that she's able to just basically see somebody and read them and kind of get a good idea of, like, who they are. And she's also very willing to call people out. Like, she's not afraid to, like, get mad at Sophie. And she's not afraid to hop into the sound booth and try to be all buddy-buddy with the tech people. And they're just like,
get out!
You know, like she really is a good friend, and she goes above and beyond what I know she like is her employee, but I mean, I feel like she's not just doing it for the money; she's doing it for her friend.
Yeah. So we do have a little bit more time, so we can actually talk about some of the things that we've got coming up. We did talk here the 2 seasons of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I keep forgetting the Mrs. I keep wanting to say Ms.
I know, that's the thing. Like, for me, Ms., because I go by Ms. I don't go by Mrs. And it really, like, weirds people out, but it's just, like, my own personal preference. I can give you a whole big soapbox about why I've chosen it, but I will spare you that. But I can see, I kept on wanting to say Ms. because I automatically use Ms. because it's more of a neutral title than Mrs. or Miss.
Yep. So next week we are going to be talking about the last episode in part 1 of the OA. This will finish out our walkthrough of the first season, or first part, sorry.
Yep.
And so after that, we are going to be continuing on with the things that we watched over the break. And
lots of things.
Yeah, we watched a lot of things. So let us know what you're excited about hearing about. We would love to know what you're excited about hearing about, and that will help us to kind of think of the things that we want to talk about for those particular items. For instance, Good Omens will be coming up.
Will we do Toy Story
4? Probably not.
If you guys give us enough feedback that you want us to do it, then we will.
Yes. Good Omens, Dead to Me, we've already promised those two. Let's see, we're Stranger Things Season 3, obviously. By the way, I loved it, and so just a preview of my review. I loved it, and I'm not so completely sold on Good Omens, but that's a different story for a few weeks down the road.
I was about to say, don't say too much, Miguel.
Yeah. Let's see. We've got a lot of other things that we watched and that we'll be coming around to. So, just let us know what you want to hear us do. Also, go and check out our Saints Gallery.
Yeah.
We have a few Saints on our website now at www.patronsaintsofpopculture.org.
Say it one more time for the audience.
www.patronsaintsofpopculture.org.
You almost forgot for a second.
No, it's just a bit of a mouthful. I was getting tongue-tied.
It is a bit of a mouthful. But, the imagery, I it might be a little bit biased because, it was done by my husband. But the pictures are beautiful. There's a little bit of a meditation if you're into that kind of thing, and a little bit of a blurb about why they are a patron saint. So go check it out.
Yeah, and I'm actually especially proud of this last week's is Saint Taylor of the Swiftness. And I really liked the picture that I put together for Taylor Swift. Mm-hmm. And I really liked the meditation because I really feel that I think Taylor, the meditation for Saint Taylor has a lot to do with season 2 of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. That it's about being who you are and about loving that, that just embracing that. And I think that's what Taylor Swift has been about for her entire career, that public persona has been about embracing who you are. And in that time, and no matter what it is, that it's relatable, that her entire catalog is relatable. And
even though you might not want to admit it, it's true.
Yeah. Taylor may be a guilty pleasure for you, but, I definitely count myself as a Swiftie.
I like T-Swift. Anyway, where else can we also find the pictures? If you don't want to go to the website, you can also find them on our Instagram. And our Instagram is at Patron Saints of Pop Culture. Go ahead and like and follow us there. Any new patron saints that we put up, we'll put up there as well. So if you don't feel like going to the website, that's fine. Just follow us on Instagram. You'll be good. Also, too, another one that I really liked is the Saint Steve's that you did as well, too. So I really encourage you to go check that out. It involves 3 of our favorite Steves.
Yes.
Yes.
Including one that we talked about last week. We talked about Steve on the OA. So.
Yep. And then also you can find us on Facebook at Patron Saints of Pop Culture. And then 2, you can find us on Twitter if you like at Real Honest Faith.
So with all of that being said, we invite you to come and join the conversation.
Bye.